Hey guys, how's it going? So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. So today I'm going to be throwing that engine into that car. So let's go take a look. So for now the engine's just sitting here ready to go, waiting to go in until my buddies come over to come help me put it in the car. But just a brief kind of rundown. Garrett GTX2860RS, so ball bearing turbo, Eliminator hot side, so it runs off the stock manifold. This one's been ported and polished. 3-inch test pipe, stern engine mounts. The head's got SuperTech exhaust valves in it, stainless steel. 034 breather kit. What else we got here? Integrated engineering rifle drilled rods with 20mm wrist pin AB stock pistons. We got an eBay clutch max stage 2 disc and single mass flywheel. The flywheel is about 10 pounds lighter than the stock dual mass, so hopefully kind of gives it a little bit more rev. We'll see how it holds up to the power. My goals are about 300 horsepower to the wheels, so should be a pretty modest build here. Forgot to mention 30 valve V6 oil cooler, so just a little bit extra cooling. And then our shifter here, we've got a 3D printed cage with eBay short shifter, and then we've got the JHM bushings here, the Delrin ones, with rubber washers just to make sure we don't transfer too much noise into the cabin. So feels pretty awesome. We'll see how it drives. So next, I guess we'll just go through the car. The whole theme of it's kind of been a whole junkyard build. So I've got a lot of parts that I found at the junkyard in the last 3-4 years. Most obvious one right now is that big intercooler, APR front mount. It's from a B6, but kind of made it work. The bumpers right there need some trimming. The headlights are Depot E-codes from the junkyard as well. The stern engine mount is from my buddy's car that ended up in the junkyard. It was a 97 from Japan. So that was pretty cool, left-hand drive JDM car. And then we've got the ECS poly snub from another buddy's car that ended up in the junkyard. So there's not really many of us left anymore. That's really it for junkyard parts under the hood. You can see my upgraded power steering cooler that needs to be installed properly still. What else we got here? From the junkyard, these calipers that are kind of hiding behind the wheel here from a B7A4. The uprights are also from a B7. Suspension's just Bilstein B8s with Tyne S-Tech, I believe, coils or springs. And then the rotors are just B5 S4, so good upgrade. The stock ones were way too tiny. And then in the rear here, got kind of a mix and match of parts here. So we've got D2A8 rotors, or are they S8? Maybe they're S6, I can't remember, but they're 269 mil with calipers from a B5.5 Passat W8. So bigger calipers, taller carrier obviously. In the rear we've got the same Bilstein B8s with Tyne S-Tech springs as well. And then just for body work, not much really. Depot tail lights that I got from the junkyard, and OEM spoiler as well. So next we'll go into the interior, kind of go around with that. It's half a part because, well, throwing the engine back in today. But so first off, you'll see 97 sports seats, kind of rough, but I didn't pay much for them, like $100, not even. So when we climb in, we've got our B6 steering wheel, which is pretty similar to what they put in the B5 RS4. And above that, we've got a whole mashup of clusters. So we've got the stock A4 motherboard, S4 needles, A6 rings, and 280 km/h faces from an all-road. Then we've got our boost gauge. We've got my buddy Richard right here. Yeah, so stock floor mats. I've got the sport ones in the shed. Compass auto dim mirror, S4 headliner that has already started to sag, not even a year later. So we'll be pulling that back out and putting the A4 one back in for now. But car audio is kind of a big thing for me. I think I've spent more on car audio than the actual build of the engine, so that'll be another video, maybe a demo or something like that, but a lot of money into car audio. This is Neville. He doesn't listen very much, but he helped with the car. Okay, bye. Alright, so I'm just going to put the finishing touches on this thing. Before we can get it all ready to go, I'm going to double check the wiring harness is all plugged in properly, torque some bolts down, and finish installing our engine mount here, because it's a little bit loose right now. Alright, so mount's in. Let's see what else we got to do here. So I'm just gonna start double checking stuff. Looks like our SAI plate is good. Just in this little mess of wiring here. Make sure that we've got our N249 plugged in. We've got our N112, I think it's called, the SAI valve. It's blocked off here. And we've got the resistor kind of tucked away in there somewhere. All of our vacuum lines are good to go, all with clamps on them. Got our brass tee here so I don't break no more plastic. Yeah, kind of just upgraded all the common failure points on the car. Still have a plastic coolant flange just because the aluminum one couldn't come in time, and I figured if the original one was plastic and lasted 200,000 kilometers, this one should last as well. So we've got that going in. Got our T for our boost gauge here. What else? Crossover pipe needs to be tightened down a bit. Alternator's good. Need to put the serpentine belt on, but I can do that after the engine's in. You see the fan clutch here. We did that last time too. Well, it's okay, we're starting again. The engine's already halfway in. Shout out to the boys. Got this thing back in. It was probably took about half an hour. Cam over here did the most. Got the trans lined up. Just gotta plug in everything and prime the oil system. Alright, so it's midnight now. Got the engine and trans bolted in. Just gotta put some oil in it. Temporary intake here until I figure out what math I'm gonna use. Thanks Cam and Aiden for helping. Took like, what, started at like 3 o'clock today, so midnight now. We'll just wait till tomorrow. Everything's bolted up. Ran into a couple issues. First, hey guys, so I just got home, just realized that last clip decided to cut out there. My phone decided to just stop recording there. But pretty much what I was saying was the issues that we came across were, firstly, the turbo needed to be clocked a little bit clockwise. The AC compressor just couldn't get past the outlet pipe on the turbo. And then the other thing that took forever was the shifter stabilizer rod. I put on the wrong mount. There's two mounts really close to each other on the transmission, and I put it on the one that's further forward, so the shifter box didn't reach the car properly. So didn't realize until the engine was all the way in and the trans and everything was bolted down. So Cam and I spent about, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to an hour unbolting everything, fixing that bolt, and then putting it all back together. But what I did do was I replaced the 6mm Allen that goes into the stabilizer rod with just a 16mm bolt. That way, if I ever need to, I can remove it with the trans still in the car. The other way, you're never going to be able to fit a 6mm Allen in there. So that's all done. Tomorrow, hopefully, I can get everything bolted up and all the fluids in and get the car started. So I'll see you tomorrow.